What's up, guys? QuarterHoarder here. We are out today at this incredible property that goes back to, what was it, Doug? Like early 1800s?
1810 or thereabouts.
35. We're going to metal detect all around the yard. A trolley, literally almost within feet, went through the other side of the house. It's going to be an incredible day. Huge trees, wavy ground, all the things we love to see. Of course, it's me, Dog Tag Doug, Mexican Doug, Jane Fond Doug, Lynn, our antiques expert, and of course, Rich Van Winkle, once in a while, Richard Nixon, but hopefully not today. So let's see what cool treasures we find back on the first dig, and we'll see you guys soon. Later. All right, we're starting off in what's now the front yard, but 200 years ago was the backyard. And I had a signal here, Doug. It was like a 23, not exactly the signal I would dig all day long, but I'd like to dig the first 3 signals to get a lay of the land. Still coming up a pretty solid 23, and it was an interesting enough relic. Now this isn't super old, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's an old,
Wow.
an old biplane.
That's not a biplane.
I mean what do you call that with the prop in the front?
Prop plane.
Is that what it's called? With the propeller in the front?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know.
It's a World War II vintage.
So that's pretty cool. I'll clean up and look for a manufacturer. And Rich yelled out right over there that he has a wheat penny. Two wheat pennies. We've been here 3 minutes.
Can I say something?
Okay, go ahead.
You're not going to find a airplane 200 years old.
No, probably not. It would be a real early model. It would be the Wrong brothers.
The wrong one.
All right, I had a good one here. Scratchy 3435. I already flipped the plug over. Much higher now. It wasn't anywhere near that number. And it was way down there. This is my deepest hole yet. But I saw it already, and I finally got something at least 1800s. And it's an old flat button. I can see where the shank was busted off, Lynn. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be brass. And I'll look for a marking on the front. I'm going to have to give it a brush down and see if there's any writing on the back or on the front, but it looks like it's going to be about 1840s or so. So let's clean it up, and so far, oldest thing of the day. All right, well, there's the flat button, and the front is just plain. It did not show any image or writing or anything like that. It's about nickel sized. You saw it was a good, decent mid-tone. And the back, if I didn't drop it, the back busted off shank, but it does have some design on there. You can see some like vines going up with some leaves on the right. And then on the left side, I can see RIC, which looks like it probably would have said rich gilt or some sort of bragging about the gilt. So very cool find, but I got to go because Doug's called me, and I think I heard the copper sign, Lynn. So let's get over and see what the heck Dougie's got over by the tree. All right, Dog Tag Doug, Mexican Doug, Jane Fond Doug, yelling out. Oh, he had a new one, Rich. When he got a haircut, his haircut was really low, so I called him Humpty Dugdy. So I
His head was low?
his hairline was so low.
It was lower than the hair, which was low in
So
itself.
that was his newest one, Humpty Dugdy. Let me see what he's got here.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's bigger than a copper, Doug.
You think?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Looks like a dinner plate.
It does.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
That's copper size.
Oh, no, it's too big, I think. That might be a dandy button.
Well, there's no shank on this side.
Yeah, but that's... And look how thin it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, let me...
Here, I got a light here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the shank. Oh, Doug, do the slow flip. There could be something on the other side. That's a big dandy
Big
button.
dandy?
And this could be 1700s.
You have to do the Richard Nixon.
Yeah. It looks like there was a little scratch on the back.
No. There's no Nixon there.
I thought I saw a scratch right there. Yeah. You hit it. You hit it good.
That's what I get for it.
Rich has been dying to call someone else Richard Nixon.
Taking digging lessons from him. That's what happens.
That's nice, though.
Yeah, very
There's
nice.
nothing on it.
Well, I think there's going to be something on it.
Yeah.
Usually they always have a design. That's the whole point of a dandy button. Let's brush it down. We're going to come back, but I think you got yourself a nice 1700s button, Doug. Way to go.
All right.
That's really nice.
All right, well, there's Doug's dandy button. We've been brushing it and really looking. The only thing I potentially see, Doug, I'm going to rotate it so that at 12 o'clock, where you can see some of the bare metal, there could have been a pattern of like a checkerboard design. You know, all the dandies that I've ever seen had something on it that made them special. But you have like quite a corrosion layer on here, and I don't necessarily want to.
That is copper. So
Yeah, it's all copper. You can see big applied shank on the back that sheared off clean.
And then
that's where you
gave
hit
a
it with the
little
shovel.
nick.
But no, it's beautiful, Doug. I can't see anything in the middle yet, but who knows? Maybe down the line. That's where that oscillating, vibrating tumbler thing might do some magic because it doesn't harm anything.
Yeah, it doesn't take the.
No, but I didn't bring it with me. Yeah, it was like $200 too, but it was a good investment. Well, hey, great find, Doug. You're the first guy who got something earlier than the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
1700s, big, beautiful dandy button. Way to go, brother. All right, Rich Van Winkle here has a double. He said a less exciting one we're going to do first, and then a more exciting behind him. You know what's great, crazy, Lynn, is that this is the first time I can remember in a long time where both myself and Doug found something cool before Rich. So you know now he's got a mission to find like a 90.
Find 2 wheat pennies.
Yeah, but I said
before
like
you guys
exciting.
started
That's
digging.
true. That's true.
Right.
All right, let's check out the less exciting thing first. What? Rich Van Winkle. Oh, is that an Indian penny?
It is.
It must be, yeah, because it wouldn't have been another wheat. Yeah, the house, from what we can gather, was built in the 1830s.
Oh,
But
wow.
what?
1865.
Oh, a fatty. Oh, no, it's a first year, first full
But
year
thinny.
thinny.
It looks like it's in really good shape.
Really, you can see a full date on it. 64 was the last year fatty.
Oh, it's in beautiful shape.
Really?
Yeah.
This would be the last year silver. Oh, look at that full date on there. I can see some of the Liberty. That is amazing, man. Well done.
In the middle of the Civil War.
That's a
Yeah.
nice
Look at that.
Civil War Indian penny.
Yeah, there was a coin shortage. People were still hoarding all their money, their copper. They didn't know what was going to happen. And then this was the least exciting from what he said. So let's walk over here a few inches and see the more exciting. All right, we'll find number 2, the quote-unquote more exciting one, Lynn.
So I looked close just to make sure this was what I thought it was before I...
Oh, is that a copper or is that a button?
That is a
Or is it a hemweight?
Chinese
Oh, you got a Chinese coin?
coin.
You son of a gun.
I made sure.
Well, we had a false alarm a few weeks ago. Jessica found one that we thought was a Chinese coin. Turned out to not be.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure. I can see some. Oh, look at that. Now, we'll be able to date this to the exact dynasty.
Probably a couple hundred years old.
Yeah, this could go back to 1700s. It's hard to say.
It could go back further than
It could go back farther than that. I can't quite see the markings, but we'll get a nice clean-up brush down of this and your Indian, and people can see them for scale, too. And we'll see what you got on the sucker. Awesome find.
Thanks.
All right, well, there is Rich's first 2 really good finds of the day. On the right, the 1865 first full year thin Indian penny. And then on the left, the Chinese coin with the square hole in the middle. Lynn, would you mind flipping them for me?
Both of them?
Sure, why not? Well, the Indian's upside down, but they've seen them before. They've seen them before. And we'll try to get the dynasty later. We're going to have to clean it a little bit better. There are websites that you can really narrow it down to exactly when it was. Could be 1800s, could be 1700s, could be 1600s.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? Those Chinese have been around for a long, long time. Well, awesome find, Rich. Way to go. Nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And just like that, Doug and I are in the rears. All right, dog tag Doug off on the side of the house by himself. Called me over. He yelled from across the yard, and there's a guy blowing leaves behind me.
Yeah.
He says, I got a small coin.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah, it's a little loud. That's all right. He's doing his work. He's working, Doug. Give him a break. Guy's making a living. And Doug puts the small coin in my hand, but I felt a shank, and I'm like, oh, what coin has a shank
Got a
on
full
it?
shank.
So Doug's got himself a flat button. Yours feels like it's a little bigger than mine too. So we're gonna clean it off, look for a marking. We'll bring it out to the sun and see what exactly you got here, Dougie.
All right.
That's a nice find though. It's another old one.
Another button.
You're winning on the old stuff on the day.
Yeah.
All right, there's Doug's button. Quite a lot of time went between when he found it till now because
I dropped it.
he dropped it on the walkie to the sun and it was lost for another half an hour.
So it's a little more aged.
Nothing on the front, just a plain old nickel-sized flat button. But the back, Doug, I find very interesting.
Yes, and
There's a lot of gold gilt going through. It's hard to see, but in places, the sun, like again, just terrible today. But the maker's mark is what really caught my eye, Doug. It says something like Thorhouse and Pearson, and then something.
Watch how you say Thor House.
Well, I'm being very careful to do the th, but I think it says Thorhouse and Pearson, and then there's something at the bottom too, but I can't make it out. But the unique mint marks are always very rare. You know,
Yeah,
made so little of them. This was not a mass-produced Waterbury button. So some investigating will need to take place, and I'm not even sure I'm reading it correctly. And if there's big shadows because the sun's in a bad spot.
But a little more cleaning might reveal the exact name of the.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love those ones. We don't get very many of those real rare, off-the-wall, one-off mint makers. So great button there, Dougie.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome job.
Yes, man.
All right, we are doing right up on the house, hugging the house as I like to call it. But we're having success, and it's a huge yard here. Rich said he's got something else. And, oh, it looks larger. Is it another button?
It is a button.
Is it a two-piece?
It is a two-piece.
Man, I just keep knocking them out. I'm going to say, is there an eagle on it?
I think there is. There's something on it anyway.
3 for 3, Lynn. Let's see what he's got.
Actually, wait. Yep. Oh, it's navy.
It's a navy one?
This is cool. This is an 1800s one.
What does it say on the back?
Philadelphia.
Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous.
So the relief is so
Yeah,
high on
there's
that.
the eagle right there. The sun's in a bad spot. I have to email them, tell them to move it. But I can see the eagle's neck is up around 1 o'clock. He's perched on an anchor. All the stars going around the outside. And the back mark, I can't quite read it yet. You said it says Philadelphia?
It's this. What was his last name? Something Maker, Philadelphia. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to look. His last name was something Maker?
Yeah, like
Really?
Long name.
Shoemaker or.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, something. A name like that.
All right, well, let's see what we get. We'll try to clean up, and I'll move it to the shade, and we'll see what Rich has. But another beautiful old button. Well, there's Rich's button, and I'm having a hard time finding a good spot to film it. Hopefully this will work. But beautiful eagle design. I do believe it is navy button. I can see the anchor, full eagle, all the stars. Two-piece where you can see the bottom piece was folded and crimped over. And that's what makes it this two-piece puffy button. And the back, he did clean it up a little bit more. And right there you can see it says John Wanamaker. And then at the bottom it looks like it says Phila for Philadelphia. I know Wanamaker Department Store was a huge city block size department store. I think they started in the late 1800s, 1870s or so. And this might be late 18s, possibly early 1900s. So beautiful button. He probably had them commissioned for a lot of their clothing. But that's an awesome find. And I think Rich has something else behind me. Big shocker, huh? Let's see what else he's got. All right, Rich yet again, only about maybe 5-6 feet from that old Wanamaker's two-piece button. Has himself something else. That looks like another small button, or is it a coin?
No, this is going to be
Neither?
funny though.
Is it that Ben Franklin token
Yeah.
from the Franklin Institute?
It looks exactly like.
Yeah, it's real super duper thick.
Looks exactly like a penny. I almost put it in my pocket until I saw his head facing.
Yeah, we have found them, several of them before now. They're super duper thick like a fatty, and it was for the Franklin Institute. I can see Franklin at the bottom, yep. That's the Franklin Institute building, which is kind of like a museum of different like inventions and stuff like that.
Right. But it looks like the memorial in the back.
It does, yeah, at first glance, but you can tell from how thick it is that it's not that memorial penny.
Right.
And there's good looking Ben on the front. Man, he was a ladies' man too. Did you know that, Lynn?
He was always going to France.
Oh yeah, well he had
Messing
money,
around over
and you
there,
know when you
yep.
got money and fame, looks don't really matter anymore. Just ask Doug. Good find there, Rich.
Thanks.
All right, the day has been continuing on. All sorts of spoons and musical reeds, lots of buttons, all sorts of 100-year-old stuff.
Relic-y thing.
Nothing super incredible yet, but a day of moderately incredible stuff.
Cool.
I got a good one here, Doug. This could be a coin. Nice crisp 47, and it just kind of stops. starts right there. It should stop right about there. And it's gone. So right there, Doug,
Yeah.
could possibly be a silver dime.
Okay.
Not a lot of coins on the day, but this could potentially be one. What do you think?
And it's not all that deep.
No, not super deep.
4 inches, but it could be silver dime, or it could be a wheat penny.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for giving me the worst possible. All right, let's dig it up and see what we got. I'll hope for silver dime.
All right.
Well, the day of miscellaneous doodads continues with an old oil lamp piece. You can see where the wick would come up right there from the center. You would turn the knob and lift the wick up higher. And what's cool about these, when we do find them, they often have a patent date, and this one does. Looks like it says patent January 1883. So pretty cool. And I mean, a lot of the stuff we're finding from around that time period. Very few coins so far. We do have a bunch of buttons and a whole lot of interesting doodaddy relics. But it'd be nice to get a couple coins before we... Oh yeah, we got a lot of time, and we didn't even get to the front yard. So we're just trying around the back because it's so open. But I'll throw it in the bag. We'll keep going. It's been a pretty cool day so far. All right, all three of us are right near each other by the back of the house, which is always fun because I don't have to run all around. I just had this find, which I think might be a piece of a pocket watch or a compass or something. It's got a little bit of age to it. And as I was getting it, Doug yelled out an ooh. I think he said he's got a marble.
Well, I got my target, which was another of the accordion reeds.
Oh yeah, we found a bunch of accordion reeds.
And look how misshapen.
Oh
it is.
yeah,
That's
it's
old.
not even round.
Yeah, it's really like an egg.
Yeah, look at that, almost like a misprint. Not a misprint, but
That wouldn't roll very
no, it wouldn't roll at all. That's very strange.
That was the loser brand
Yeah.
of marbles.
Well, that's pretty good, Doug. At least it wouldn't roll away on the kid.
It sure wouldn't.
Love all the colors to
It
it.
wouldn't
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Well, hey, we're off to a good start. There is so many things in
Look
this
at the
yard.
shape of it.
Yeah, it's like an egg. It's shaped like my head. All right, good job, Dougie.
Like your head.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, Rich let out a perplexing O, and Lynn got to him before me, and when Lynn saw it, she also let out a perplexing O. So this might be something kind of unique at least.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a brooch or a shoe buckle?
It's not a shoe buckle. I was hoping it was.
Is it
Yeah.
like a sash buckle?
It's some sort of See, there's
Oh,
a broken
maybe a
piece.
brooch.
but
Yeah.
It's got the nice.
Oh, it
nice
sure
designs
does.
on it.
It's nice and thin.
I call that a horse track.
Yeah.
Actually, I just made it up, but it sounds good, doesn't it, Lynn?
Is that what you call
Makes
it?
it seem like I've been doing it for years, right?
It does. Oh, I see a glint of orange
Oh, do you really?
on the right
It
side.
seems like it's copper.
See the ridge, the orange?
Yeah.
I can't see it. That's a really nice design. But it looks like if this was complete, like a thicker strap would go through. Maybe a ribbon or something like that. A hair clip. I'm not sure. It's really nice, Rich. That's a pretty cool find. High tone or mid tone?
It was a high tone.
Was
a
it?
penny signal.
There's been a ton of signals in this yard so far. And even though I'd say nothing like drop dead amazing, I think it's going to be a day of like 1,000 cool finds.
Yeah.
Let's hope it continues that way.
You know, just 'cause we're setting this up.
All right, Rich, way out near the edge of the yard, always seems to find the wildlife. And you said there was a garter snake? Oh, yeah, I see him. Oh, that's a good one. He's probably about a good 18 inches or so,
Yeah,
Rich.
Stretched out.
Yeah. There's his face right there, licking at the,
His tongue.
licking at the air, I guess, trying to see what's going on.
It's time to hibernate there, buddy.
All these tree roots, I thought for sure there'd be a bunch of snakes, and I didn't see any till now. They sure do blend in. All right, we'll leave him alone. Rich thinks he's getting sun, and Rich knows about snakes, so I'm just going to take his word for it. All right, we are busting through the finds here. It's pretty incredible, Rich, the amount. I mean, for every clip I've shown, we've probably found 5 other things that are at least interesting. I just, don't want to show a million of them. Just as you called me over for this, I pulled this old copper spoon out.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's probably only like maybe late 18, early 1900s.
It's still neat.
And you had found a few minutes ago this piece that kind of looked like a miniature Rains guide, but who knows. Threaded, but interesting and cool. A lot of glass and pottery in almost every hole.
Yep.
Lynn saw yellow yellowware.
Look at this.
And he gets, is it a button?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a quarter size.
Yeah,
And it feels like it's copper.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I see something on
Pattern.
it. That's the pattern that I thought was going to be on Doug's dandy button, or at least I was hoping was going to be on there.
Yeah, that's a nice.
And this probably would have been gilt also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a basket weave or something like that. Very nice, Rich. And this is quarter. Oh, and if I really get in, there's intricate little circles in between the cross hatches.
Yeah, it's woven. I can see now.
Yeah, it's a weave.
Over,
Yep,
under.
like a basket
Yeah.
weave. That's exactly what it is. That's awesome. And the back, there's the circles. I'm gonna see if I can get a nice close-up of that basket weave because, like again, the sun is in a tricky spot. But that's an amazing find. Way to go, man!
Thanks.
You really find some awesome stuff. Look at all this.
This is a high tone.
Just in the last 20 seconds. Pretty cool. All right, we are all still banging things out. Rich has something in his hand. I don't know what it is. Doug's got something. I got something. Look at this, Rich. I didn't know what the heck it was, but it says at the bottom something about
German silver.
German silver arch supporter. So something for your shoe, I guess. And this certainly isn't silver, so Lynn thinks it's nickel silver?
I think German silver is nickel silver. But it's a funny shape.
Doug's got something, and
What's going on?
oh, this is live. I see a circle.
Yep.
This is live. Might be a penny.
A memorial
Piece of
pen.
redware.
Yep. First piece of redware.
This is lead.
Oh, look at that.
Look at the back.
Oh, could that be part of a bridal rosette?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because it went through.
I'll
Yeah.
bet you that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't bet you because I said it, so obviously I think so too.
and if it's
Don't
lead,
Well,
that
if you said it, I'm betting on it.
leads us to believe it's pretty old. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think most of the stuff we're finding back here is like late 1800s. Well, you know, with a few pieces even older. So a heck of a day so far. Just the weirdest, most interesting things. It's almost like the house of 1,000
I was
holes.
just gonna say
Yeah.
that.
And the front, which is the other side,
Very jump like.
where the trolley went through, we haven't even thought about going over there yet because we're just pulling things
We've
out.
got so many signals here.
Well, good find, everybody. Let's see what else we can get.
House of 1,000.
All right, we are about as close to the house as you can get. Really hugging the house. I'd almost say French kissing the house, Lynn. We're that close. And I had a scream in 48, not too deep. 47 out of the ground, 48 occasionally. I got to look at it, Lynn. It was coin size, but I think it's going to be a token because it felt aluminum. Let's see what we get on it. Yeah, look.
Yeah, yep, you can see it shining through.
Oh man, I see a lot of words on there. It looks like the English language. Something very night.
Very nice.
Very night. I didn't say it was good English. Ton of writing on both sides. Let me brush it and see what we got here, but at least it's going to be something interesting. First token all day. All right, I cleaned up my token, and this isn't it, but Rich found this old lantern piece while I was cleaning it. Yours looks much older, Rich. And there is writing on the knob, but I can't make it out. It's pretty corroded. You hold this, and here's my token. Lynn, this is a pretty interesting token.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
This side, let me start with this side. It was a little easier this side. It says, good for 2 cents, early pink edition record. So my guess is like a music record, whatever the early pink edition was, I don't even know. 2 cents isn't a lot of money. And the back, hard to read, something at the top, out after 9, very night, early pink edition. So I don't know. I'll have to look it up later to try to figure out when it's from. But interesting things all around. It's okay. Let's keep this day rolling along.
No, that looks like it was a machine.
All right, Rich has another good find. He said it was something cool, so let's take a look. There's a step here. I got to make sure I don't trip. Ugh. Let's see. Oh, it looks big. Is it a padlock, Rich?
No, it feels like it, but it's just some.
Ooh, oh, it's like a
hardware.
latch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's definitely Victorian.
Definitely like Eastlake.
Yeah, that is
Victorian,
really
yeah.
nice, Lynn. You think
is.
that's from a door or like from a trunk?
Looks like it might be off. I don't think it's a door. I think it's off some type of a piece of furniture.
Yeah. It looks like this would have gone up and down maybe as like
There's
the...
a latch there,
Yeah.
looks like.
Could have been a door. I mean, seeing that on the side.
Yeah, that's really cool. The last one we found like this, Matt found it. It was way up north when we were doing that museum, that house around the corner from the
yeah.
museum.
Yeah.
Matt found one very similar to
But a
this.
door probably wouldn't have that pull on it.
No, that's true. That's
Unless
true.
It was,
Maybe like a cupboard, like a
yeah,
like
more
a,
like a cupboard door.
all right, we're gonna go with cupboard. What the heck do we know? Hey, way to go, Rich. You're kicking some butt, of course. Doug took off 3 miles in the other direction, and me and Lynn are bringing up the rear in the middle. That's usually how it works out, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Rich yelled out a twofer, which means there was 2 signals in the same hole. 2 decent things, Rich?
Well, yeah.
2 keepers, as fishermen would call it.
One keeper. Here's one.
Now, what's funny is every one of us dug one today. I pulled mine out on the walk
And
over.
they're all complete.
Yeah,
like this.
there's mine. Doug's was about your size, and they all have the actual reed, which is this thin metal plate that would vibrate to make the
He
sound.
told him he had to get one.
Yeah. So now we all have the reed,
Okay.
but he said he had a twofer, so
Yeah,
let's see number
That
2.
little guy.
Oh, is that a tiny button?
It is. The shank's gone, but I saw
Wow.
a design on the front.
Oh.
We're trying to get to 10 buttons on the day. I think this is number 7.
There was a design on the
Oh,
front.
did you just rub it off?
Well,
Oh, I just dropped up there.
Little
It is.
cuff button or?
It almost feels like a thumbtack.
Oh, you know what?
Are you sure it's a button?
yeah, there's a design on the front. I saw it. It's like
Oh, I do see it. Yeah, I
like a
see little.
flower
Yeah,
or
I see little
something.
dots or something.
and then the shank mark.
I couldn't see the shank mark on the back. I'm giving it a gentle rubbing, Rich. You mind if I brush it and come back and see the flowers a little more?
I do mind.
I want to smell the roses, Rich. Let's see what you got here. Well, there's Rich's button cleaned up, and I think it might be a bouquet of flowers. Lynn thinks she sees an anchor.
No, I don't think I saw
Oh, you
it.
don't?
I was just wondering if it was.
Oh, you were just wondering out
Yeah.
loud. All right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's a bouquet. I don't really know.
Yeah, it looks more bouquet-like.
But I'll say floral design.
Yeah.
It is indeed a button. On the back, you can see where the shank was. It looks like it was like a bent over loop that was just kind of the post was in there. But I think still pre-Civil War. Oh, I can see it there now. It looks even better.
Oh, yeah, it is just like a spray.
Yeah,
of
very
flowers.
nice. Well, that's button number 7. Countless relics. Only 1 Indian, really no coins on the day, which is surprising.
Yeah, not a lot of coins.
But hopefully we will get some. I'm going to go back to the front. I'll keep Rich in the back, Doug's on the side, and together, through teamwork, maybe we'll find some more stuff. Good job, Rich.
Thank you.
All right, out on the side, we're working our way around this joint. So many signals, nothing super duper duper old, but we're working on it. Doug might have the first silver of the day,
I can see.
and I heard you yell out the denomination, so I know it's not super duper duper duper
Well,
old.
when I pinpointed it, I was rubbing the dirt off, and the obvious
Yep.
mark on the coin.
I see it, a
told me
big piece of feces on the
what it
back.
was. That's right.
It's
I
going to
could
be a
smell it
mercury.
before I saw it.
A mercury dime.
Yep.
Nice though, Doug.
Let me get my.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to spray this sucker good. Let's see, dog slobber. Haven't used that all day. All right,
We
let's see
haven't
if he
had the
can
need.
lick this sucker up. Looks like it's 1941, Doug.
Okay.
Not the oldest.
Not quite.
Yeah, but hey, it's a silver coin, the first one
Yeah.
of the day. Not sure if there's a mint mark or not, but we'll give it a clean up and come back only because I almost forgot what silver coins look like.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, there she blows. Doug's beautiful mercury dime, the Winged Liberty, as some people call it. 1941 War Merc.
Okay.
And the back, I did not see a mint mark, but my good glasses are not on my face, so it could be there, I'm not sure. No lack of relics and buttons and cool things today, but just slow on the coins for whatever reason.
Well, we've just opened the floodgate.
I hope you did. Let's see if we can get that cap bust quarter we've been hoping for. But heck of a find, Dougie.
Thank you.
We'll go take a lunch in a second, and then we'll see what else this place has to offer.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Man, what an awesome house this was. 200 years old, and the yard just riddled with finds everywhere. Now, I know we didn't find a lot of 17 or early 1800 coins this week, but I absolutely love the relics, probably even more, because they're more personal and just tell an awesome story. Now, I'm not going to talk about every single one we found, but coincidentally, a neighbor walked over while we were hunting. They lived across the street for 26 years, and they told us that that yard has been hunted at least once or twice every year for the last 2 decades. So that would explain the lack of coins, but whoever was detecting that yard was either only coin shooting or didn't really know what they were doing, because we all left with our pockets overflowing with some cool old things. And of course, if you guys need a metal detector, pinpointer, sand scoop, anything hobby related, the Christmas season is upon us. There are deals, specials, and freebies from all the manufacturers. So if you ever even thought about giving this hobby a try, this might be the time. And if you know what you need or you don't know what you need, I will be happy to give you a hand if you just shoot me an email. QuarterHoarder, yahoo.com. Let me know where you live, what your budget is, and what kind of terrain you plan on swinging over. I'll help you pick out the best machine for your budget so you can get out and find some of the incredible things like we do every single week. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's a hobby of champions. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and I will see you on the next one. Later.